This is Jamie here, and I'm really excited to do a little my regular morning routine with you. But I'm going to be doing it with all the brand new brushes that hopefully you've seen. All of us in Mary Kay, we've been launching this really great social media campaign announcing our new brush set that is available today. And I'm a sales director, so I have had the privilege and the honor of being able to play with these brushes now for a couple of weeks, and I am just like loving it. So I'm super duper excited and can't wait to show you this. So let me just tell you what I'm gonna be working with. This is our brand new brush collection case for these brushes. And on the inside, this is the set that comes with the collection. And I'm excited to announce that the price has not gone up from our first collection, which is very cool. We do have a few new changes to the brushes that are included in the set, but I'll go through each one of these as I put them on. But we have the powder brush, which is super lovely and big and full and so soft, super soft. In this set also comes our crease brush, and this time it's angled, okay? Then we have our smudger brush, which as you can see too, is tapered to a point and round, really nice. Also included in the set is our eye color brush. And then we have our new, the angled cheek brush. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this as well. So that's what comes with the collection. And then of course we have additional brushes that you can add that are sold separately that really round out this amazing set. So one of the brushes is our foundation brush. Another one is our mineral powder brush, and you'll see that it's not quite as flat, a little bit domed. And then we have our cream concealer brush, as well as the angled spoolie on one end, and then the angled liner on the other end. So these are all sold individually and really exciting. How many of you guys ever use sunless products? I usually don't because I hate the way they smell, and also I hate the orange kind of cast that a lot of times things have. And so I really like our CC cream for my legs if I need to wear shorts, and I haven't quite yet gotten any sun yet for the summertime, and there's that tweener time. But we just came out with a sunless tanning lotion. We've had this in the past, and I will tell you though, I think they've redesigned it a little bit. It smells really good. Kind of has that like lime, ocean lime, citrus smell to it. It smells really, really good. So I've got this on today. It's a sunless tanning, so it's going to take a little while for, a couple days for it to like kind of kick in. But so far, it doesn't smell at all, but it smells great when you first put it on. And so that's something else that's out new for the spring. So I'm excited about that. And but I went over in the first part one, I went over the brushes, the new brushes that we're having. That's what I'm gonna do this look with. I'm super, super excited. And you guys, I've been using Mary Kay for about 19 years. And I can just tell you that the longer you're in this business, or the women that you've seen in this business that have been in for a long time, they look amazing. Now, I'm not saying I look amazing. I'm just saying that the women have been in like 30, 40 years. Their skin is incredible. And so skincare is like so important to any look that you do, no matter what. It is so important. And so I've been using the skincare for almost 20 years. And I just want you to know that no matter what color you do on top, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. It doesn't look as good unless your skin is great, okay? So, if you're one of my customers and we haven't gotten together in a while, definitely, contact me so we can get together because skincare is the most important. But this is gonna be all about color, and I'm gonna be using our new brushes. So I'm super excited. And I'm not in my bathroom like I normally am, so I tried to gather everything that I needed to do this, and so hopefully I have everything this time. I'm wanting to show you this lookbook. This is the new lookbook that comes out today, and in this lookbook is just all about these brushes. You guys, these brushes are fantastic, but also I want to point this out. If you're one of my customers and you're not receiving this lookbook every quarter in the mail from me, you need to let me know so I can make sure I have your address correct, and then I update you. If you're one of my friends that are watching this, but you're not a customer yet, or you've never received one of these and you want to receive one, you don't have another consultant, please let me know as well, and I'll make sure I get this to you. But on the inside, there's ingredients. Out there in the world, we hear about all kinds of different ingredients, and sometimes we know, like vitamin C, we know it's supposed to be good for us, but we don't know why. Well, this is a whole thing about know your ingredients. Okay, so that's in this lookbook. I thought that was really great that we're kind of trying to educate everybody out there with what's out there in the market and what all those things mean. But also in here is this amazing like whole thing about brushes, because you know brushes are like your tools, right? Like if you like to cook or you're a chef. So in here is a great description of the brushes and kind of how to use them, because how many of y'all have brushes and you have a whole bunch of brushes? Sometimes they come free with a gift. Sometimes you get them as a collection. You think you're going to use it, you never use it because you really don't know how to use it. But they're just like knives. If you like are a chef or a good cook, and you know, when you're in college, you get knives, and you get the cheap knife or the hand-me-downs from your parents, and you've never sharpened them. You didn't even know you could sharpen them, and so eventually they get dull. And you're like, you have to chop up stuff, and you dread a recipe that's chopping because you have to like use so much muscle to chop that knife. Well, if you had good knives, right, it's like butter. It's like no big deal. You just cut right through it. Well, brushes are the same thing for your makeup application. Okay, it's exactly the same thing. The better quality brush, the easier it is to get the look that you're looking for, and to do what these people do that you think, oh my gosh, you have to be some kind of major expert to do them, and you don't. A lot of times it's the tools and a little direction, and you're good to go. So what we like to do in Mary Kay is make things easy and teach you the basics. And then as you want to move up, see there's more. Isn't this cool? All this instruction in this lookbook. I'm so excited about this lookbook. They've done such a great job with it. So anyway, all right, enough about that. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. So I already have all my skincare on. I already have my foundation primer on. I've already put my finishing spray on. Yes, I put that on before I put my foundation on, because it's a great way for me, because I'm kind of combination oily, to kind of help protect against the oil. And so I told you earlier that I like to use a CD, just a blank, any CD, old CD, whatever, because I like to use this as a palette. And so currently, because I'm kind of fair right now, I'm in the middle between two colors. So I'm putting beige 4 and beige 5 together and mixing them. And I'm going to use the matte wear liquid foundation. And I am not, normally I'm beige 5. If I get really tan or spray tan or something, then I'd be beige 6. And as I get lighter, I kind of go down to beige 4 or 5. So I just put two little dots in here, and I'm just going to mix them. So normally, if it was doing like a really heavy, like a smoky eye or something, I would do my eyes first and then do all my foundation. But in this case, I'm going to do that. This is my regular routine. I'm just going to kind of do what I do. And so this brush here, I'm super excited about to tell you. First of all, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of angled. It's like in an angle, super dense. And these are every one of these brushes, you guys, is synthetic. Every single one. And if you're wondering what that means, so synthetics have always been great to be used with liquids and creams, because they don't absorb the product as much. It's not like natural hair bristles that absorb all the product. So if you were to use a big fluffy hairbrush, not hairbrush, but you know, natural brush, it would absorb a ton of product, and you would go through product like crazy, and only some of it would get on your face. So synthetic brushes don't absorb that, okay? So you can use a synthetic brush, but often they're not very soft. They're not very soft. You know, they're more stiff, and you can put it on there, but they're not really great for blending and that kind of thing. Well, I don't know who created this, but these brushes are, first of all, if I didn't just trust Mary Kay to tell me that these were synthetic, I would think they were natural hair. I would not in a million years think this was a synthetic brush. Super dense, super soft. Look how flexy it is, okay? And so you can do this a lot of different ways. I always just use my handy dandy little CD, and I'm just gonna just flat tap it so it's like this, and I'm actually gonna mix it on my face. And so what you can do is, there's a lot of different ways you can use this. This is how I'm gonna do it today, is I'm just gonna tap a couple things. You can see there's like double colors there, okay? I'm gonna tap a little bit up here. I'm just gonna tap it around, and then I'm gonna like blend, and it's just gonna blend it all in my face. I'm not gonna do a ton underneath my eyes, because I'm actually gonna use a concealer in our under eye corrector. In that area, that skin there is super delicate, and it doesn't need a lot of product. And typically you wanna have your like area under there a little bit lighter anyway. So there's really not a big reason to put a bunch of foundation there. Okay, do you see how easy that is? I don't know if you can see look at the difference. I can see the difference, and I'm blind. I got my magnified mirror right here. But do you guys see that? Foundation, no foundation. And you know, I just had a birthday, and some of y'all know how old I am. But I gotta say, I am pleased with how I look for my age. At least with my skin. Maybe not my weight, but everything else, my skin. Okay, so over here, You're just gonna dab. Again, I'm just kind of dabbing it, and then I'm gonna blend it on my face. Just circular motions, nothing crazy. Don't have to push hard. And it's just so easy. It's so easy to use. It's incredible, and it's so soft. It feels super, super wonderful. Now, these brushes, you guys, if you take care of your brushes, they literally last forever. Like, I actually have every Mary Kay brush I've ever had in the 20 years. I have some other makeup artist brushes too that I love, Robert Jones and Lori Hogg, but seriously, I mean, they do. They last forever. You guys see that? Okay. Now, foundation, the only reason why we're supposed to wear foundation, or we like to wear foundation, is to really even our skin tone. That's the purpose of foundation. So you want your décolleté to match your neck, to match your face. So if you're like a tennis player, you guys, I'm wearing this off the shoulder thing, and I don't know why I do this, because every time I raise my arm, it goes up. It drives me nuts. But you ever see those tennis players back in the day? They would have really white faces because they wore their sunscreen and their visors, which was really good because you want to protect your skin. But they wouldn't necessarily do the rest down here. So they'd be like super dark here, and then they would be white here, and then they would be matching here. And so their faces were way whiter than the rest of them. And you don't want that. You want it to look, so if you're going to be dark down here, then you need to put your makeup up here dark. You don't want to match it to your neck. You want to match it to here. You want all three of these to match. All right, a towel, okay? And then these could be cleaned with your 3-in-1 cleanser, or your foaming cleanser, your Time Wise Repair cleanser, or I've used Dawn dish detergent before because it really gets in there and gets out the foundation. Works really well. And then you just let them dry. You dry them on the side. You don't dry them up, okay? All right, so I've got my foundation on. That's looking okay, but I need a little more something. So what I'm going to do is I've got our under eye corrector, which is a peach. It's a correcting cream, not a concealer, so it neutralizes circles and purple areas and red areas. And so instead of having to like put a bunch on to cover it, it's not covering, it's actually neutral. It plays with the color of the darker area and neutralizes it. So then you have the same blank canvas that you would have if you didn't have that discoloration. And then I'm also going to use a deep ivory. I like to blend them a little bit. So as you can see, I just put a little, if you can see that or not, there. I put a little bit. Thought the natural light would be good, but it might be harder, so you guys can see that. So here's another one of my favorite brushes, you guys. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is our cream concealer brush. Now our other one is good, and it's great for like if you had spider veins and you wanted to cover those up because it's really stiff, and it's a synthetic brush as well. These are all synthetic. And it's great. This tapers to a point, but what I love about this one is it's a lot fuller, and this new synthetic brush is so soft. It's bendy as well, so it's stiff and bendy. And so I'm just going to mix these two together. And if you've got like a really good beige skin tone, you could just use the under eye corrector by itself. And I can actually do that as well, but I want a little bit of a highlighter effect. So I'm just going to tap it. Now, the thing about when you use concealers is you do not want to rub it and blend it in, because then you've lost all of the concealing properties. Okay, you've lost everything, the reason why you were putting it on in the first place. So I'm kind of putting it there. I really don't have a lot of circles underneath my eyes. I definitely do in the corners. So just because it's called under eye corrector doesn't mean it has to go only underneath the eye. And really anywhere you have a dark spot, you can use it. So then I'm going to use our blending brush. And you guys, I really haven't talked a lot about this, but this is so great. If you've heard of the beauty blenders, and I'm a snob with these things, so beauty blender is what I've always used, because there's a lot of ones at Target and drugstores and stuff, and they're harder. They're not nearly as good quality like the beauty blender, which I love. When we came out with ours, I was like, I hope it's going to be beauty blender like and not the others, because it makes a big difference. This is awesome. You got to wet them. Thoroughly wet it and squeeze out all the extra so it's super soft. But look, it has a point on one end and it's round on the other. And so what I'm going to do now is just come back over what I just put on my eyes, and all I'm doing is tapping, you guys. That's it. Just kind of stippling out the edges so that there's no like edge anywhere. Okay. See? All right, so done. So this just stipples it out super easy. And then if again, which I don't know why, I feel like I'm losing my mind. But anyway, I would spray this immediately because it's a cream, and creams will build bacteria quickly. So you wanna do this. These are great, by the way. I told you guys a second ago, my first video, that I had another one, but it's not dry yet. Wait, that's not it. I had another foundation brush, but it wasn't dry yet, and so I didn't, oh, here it is. So I didn't want to use it because it's not fully dry. So it's always great to have multiples, especially of the creams, because you do wash those like every day or frequently. Like if you have 2, then you don't have to wash them every day. But you can rotate out, or 3 or 4, because you use this stuff every single day. So you don't have to have just one foundation brush. All right, so that's on. So the next thing I want to do is I like to take our translucent powder, and I am going to use a brush it was over the holidays. I love this brush for blending, and it's super soft and fluffy. And I do still have some, by the way. So if you don't have any and you don't have a consultant, or I'm your consultant, you can contact me and I'll get you some. So I'm just going to dust the lid. Just dust it with some translucent powder, just to kind of set and give like a little coverage on that, so that it will, when I put eye color on, it won't crease, you know, and it kind of makes it a nice finish for color to go on. Okay. All right. So moving on. So at this point, what I like to do is, so I don't make a mess, because I'm really good about putting my elbows and things in, is what's nice about this is you can take a tissue, paper towel, whatever, and just literally wipe it clean and stick it in your drawer. It travels really well too. I saw that with some makeup artists on YouTube of all places. I thought, what a great idea, because you can even put your finger in it, you know, if you're working on yourself or somebody else. It's really nice. Okay, so now if I wanted to do contouring, I would do contouring. I don't think I'm going to do that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top this off with my mineral powder. And so I've got a mineral powder brush. And again, I'm kind of in between colors. So I've actually mixed beige 1 and ivory 2 in here. And so I'm just going to kind of shake it, tap it in the lid. Okay, and what's nice about this brush is you can kind of tap, and it's really soft but also dense at the same time. And the dome is kind of nice because you can press and roll if you needed to, if you wanted to do that effect, like if you were putting, because you can also put like different powders on, like the translucent powder or whatnot. You could also even use this for, like, if you were using like a sort of like a powder contour type thing, if you wanted like a stiffer type powder brush. But I'm just going to rotate circular motions. And the mineral powders are really nice because you can layer as often or as many layers as you want. But the key with mineral powder is you want to do lots of light layers. It's not like loose powder. You're going to have like a poof ball. Sometimes you have like a poof ball. You don't want that because that's too much. So if you ever feel like you look dirty, the color's a little too dark, or you put it on way too strong in one area, or if you ever feel like you look chalky, that means the color is too light. Okay, so there. Okay, so now I always do my eyebrows. I'm literally just doing my thing of what I do regularly. Now, don't laugh. This is my brunette eye pencil, and it's at the nub. I need to get a new one, which I have. I just haven't gone in there. So, all right. So I'm going to do my eyebrows, and this is a quick, easy way to do eyebrows. Brows are so important to the eye. And so there's lots of ways you can make them really sculpted and really perfect, and edge them with concealer and like make them on fleek, or, you know, that kind of thing. This is just going to be what I do every day, because you'll see when I do one. I have brows. I don't have blonde brows, so you can see them, but they're thinner than they used to be, and the color is a little bit drab compared to my hair color. And so when you do a brow, and they're a little bit farther apart than I wish, because now the trend is a little bit closer. And so what's cool is you can fix all that with brow pencils. So I'm just gonna like do little flicks, because right now the trend here is more natural looking. It's not all that perfectly sculpted brow on that front end. And then I do like a little line just at the hairline on top. And then I come underneath and I do just inside the hairline on the bottom of the bottom arch. Okay? And then I just kind of do a few little flicks through the middle like that. And right now that's crazy because it's not blended. Which brings us to my next favorite brush. These brushes, you guys, I am not kidding you when I say they are fantastic. And if you are my customer or don't have a consultant, I would love to do a makeup with you so that you can use these brushes, because I have demo brushes of these so you can play with them first. So the spoolie end, and then there's the eyeliner end, or you could take this. I could take this eyeliner end, and I could, like flick it to give it some lines, like just little flicks to kind of give it a natural look. This is also the one that you would use to really sculpt it perfectly and kind of push that color into the hairline. But for me, like on everyday basis, I always use a spoolie because it's just kind of fast and it just kind of softens that edge without giving you any kind of like you drew it on. I had a party the other day and we were talking about brows and somebody asked me, they go, well, you don't use brow pencil, do you? And I said, oh yeah, I've got brow pencil right now. Can you guys see the difference between those two brows? And they're not crazy, but do you see how much more young and like vibrant this one looks compared to this one? Isn't that wild? And it doesn't take long. I'm talking to you. It literally doesn't even take a whole minute for me to do both of them. And then as Lori Hogg always says, brows are sisters, not twins. And my son just told me yesterday actually, he just said that, which I didn't know this, Halle Berry apparently has the world's most symmetrical face. Like I guess doctors, and there's been studies done on her about her face and how perfectly symmetrical her face is, because nobody is really symmetrical. But they have done psychological studies that the human race thinks that symmetry is beautiful. But nobody's really born that way, because unless you're Halle Berry. So Halle Berry is beautiful that way, born that way, but the rest of us, we might have to use some makeup to make us more symmetrical. So again, like I started this side over here. So you could do this thing to do flicks, this side, the liner brush, or you could just use your spoolie and go like so. So anyway, this is how you make yourself more symmetrical, because like I said, in our culture, symmetry equals beauty. So there you go. And nobody's really ever symmetrical. So those are my brows. I feel like I should put my glasses on to see if there's any questions out there. Yeah, the blenders are awesome. Okay, cool. So, now what? Okay, another thing that I really love, and I mean love, about these concealer brushes, we have these really super great cream eyeshadows. So they come in all different colors. This one actually is our only matte one. It's our pink, it's the pink one. And I decided to go matte on my lid. And so these are great because they are so bendy that you literally can just gently put this on and kind of place it and mix at the same time on your lid. So like kind of like patting and placement. So with this cream, it gives us a great base for any other eye color. It grabs it and holds it. So I'm gonna do this light, it's a light pink. Okay. And so I'm just gonna do that on my lid. I have hooded eyes. I didn't used to have hooded eyes, so I'm gonna give a plug out to threading. I believe my eyes are more hooded now because of, I mean, sometimes it just naturally happens with age, but I think I made that happen faster because of waxing. So if you're a young person, do not wax, do threading or plucking. But in my case, I had like a unibrow, so plucking would have taken me days. So I did threading is what I'm gonna recommend, because there's no tugging or pulling and stretching of that beautiful, delicate skin. Okay, so now we're gonna do our crease. Crease is done, usually the best way to do a crease, no matter what, if you're doing fun colors or anything, the best thing to do, I would say, for almost all skin tones, is driftwood or hazelnut. It's a matte color. It's gonna go in your crease, and you're gonna create if you're hooded, you're gonna create a brow bone by giving it's like a deeper fleshy color. So it's not like blue or purple. You can always put blue or purple on top of it, but it's a great anchor for underneath everything. So this is our crease brush. You can see it, it's angled, all right? And so I'm gonna use some hazelnut, and I'm literally gonna come in. You can find your crease because it's kind of like at the edge of your eye socket, all right? And if you put it on horizontally like this, and you line it on, and then to blend it, you're gonna turn it vertically like this and blend, okay? So it's kind of cool because you can kind of get two different applications with it. You can draw lines with it, or you can blend with it. And then you would just blend. And blending is super duper 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 important. If you ever see really great makeup application, it's because they were great at blending. Because you want to have pigment, you want to have distinction, but you also want to have no edges, and you want everything to just flawlessly blend together. Okay, so vertically is how you blend. Horizontally is how you're gonna put it on. And you see, I don't put anything here because I don't need it. And if you have hooded eyes, you don't want frosty stuff up here, because if you've ever seen pictures of people and they're smiling, and usually hooded eyes have like smaller slits too because they have lots of skin up here, and they're smiling, and all you see are these white frosted reflected skin here because they're wearing highlighter up underneath here. Well, don't. If you're hooded, don't do that, because you don't want to see just like reflection of skin, like frosty skin, right? You want to see the eye and everything else. So hooded people probably should not do that. You don't need to, because see, the brow bone is right there, because it's just my skin tone alone is going to make it pop. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. Anyway, I mean, you can do it if you want to. I'm just saying, if you ever see pictures and all you can see are this fleshiness and you don't like it, that's why it's happening. I'm going to use the eye color brush, and I'm going to put it in this pink. I think it's Precious Pink. And I'm going to do it kind of like mid-eye and then into my crease. You can see that. So this is going to be like a lighter kind of look. I think I'm taking my grandsons to Disney World today. We pick him up after school, after Noah gets out of school, and then we kind of go for 3 rides, dinner, and come home. We have passes because we're lucky we live real close. So I do need a little bit of depth in the outside corner, and so we have another. You could use your, in fact, I might use it, the eye crease brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of, what should I do? I think I'm going to do espresso out here. So you want, the line that you want is the outside corner of your eye to your nose, and you want your eyebrow to end there too. That's where you want your brow to end. And this is sort of like a coloring line, you guys. You don't want makeup to go past that line. If you look at my eyes, they actually droop down on the outside corner. And so if I were to follow everything down, all the way down to here, it would make me look sad and tired, which you don't want. So, at least I don't want that. So, so when you do this, I kind of go to that line, and I'm kind of like placing my product right there on that edge, and then I'm gonna blend inward. And this is just gonna give me a little bit of definition, a little bit of depth. Just a little bit. And even though it's espresso, I just realized I'm actually using all mattes. That's funny. Oh, I'll put a little bit of rose gold in the center. Precious Pink is not a matte. It's actually a shimmer too. And then we have this smudger brush, which is great. It's also great to smudge with, but it's also good to do like right around the lash line, but it's great to smudge liner and that kind of thing too. And then I'm gonna blend. Okay, as you can see, and you can make it deeper and darker, you know, just depends on what you're going for. I'm really not going to go for like a massive makeup look today. I'll actually pop things with my lips. I'm going to take our liquid black eyeliner pen. This pen, you guys, is awesome. I don't know if you can see this. It's a super fine tip felt pen, and the tip does move, but it moves to your hand. It's not like super flimsy, but it gives as you pull on it, as you move it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lash right at the base of my lash line. I mean, line at the base of my lash line, like right there. Okay, I'm not going to go way out. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to do there. And then I'm going to kind of like make it a little bit deeper in the outside corner. But I'm not making I'm not going to make a cat eye or anything like that. I'm just going to make it where my lashes look thicker. Then you can take your smudger brush, and I'm going to go into my hazelnut, and all I'm going to do is come out here, and I'm going to come to my outside corner. My lower eye is actually a little bit smaller, my lower lid, than my upper lid. My upper lid droops down over it. Well, I don't want it to follow that. I want to trick the eye to going up so that I don't look like I'm sad and tired. So I'm going to put this in the outside corner, And I'm actually gonna go up. So I'm gonna pretend that that lower lid isn't there. I'm gonna go right past it and go above it in the line of my lower lid. So if you're doing a cat eye too, that's what you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna actually follow the lower lid line, not your upper lid, okay? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and put a layer of mascara on. We have lash curlers too, in case you guys don't know. These were limited edition at the holiday time. I still have a few. They're really great. Lashes actually open up the eye. So if you have a small eye, your lashes are super important because it'll help open them up. This is our Lash Intensity mascara, which if you haven't tried this, if you already have super long lashes, this is not the mascara for you, but if you don't, do you see how we have 4 different sides and a pattern on this wand? Do you see this? And so there's a mascara, a Mary Kay emblem here. I always put my hand here. Start it. I'll just go ahead and do this whole one eye. Then I take my Ultimate Mascara, which has a football wand. And this helps me get into that outside corner. Because I have really long lashes back here. I didn't even know I had them until I got this magnified mirror, which is pretty funny. But in this outside corner, I have really long lashes. So I'm just gonna top this off with, then I can also easily get on the inside. And then I'm gonna do my lowers with this. And really you should do your lowers first, because then if you have long lashes, it won't pick at the top. But I never learned that and I forgot, and it's hard habit to break. Okay? So, the cheek brush, super great, super great. Angled, and there's a space here for your thumb that you actually can squeeze the brushes together and do contouring. I'm not gonna do that today. Today, all I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna do a little Sunny Spice. And you can, because it's angled, you have so many different things with this. You can contour with it, you can highlight with it. I'm just gonna be doing a little cheek color. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, and then one of the things we have too is we have this beautiful, super big, fluffy brush, which you could do translucent powder or anything, but we also have these awesome baked cheek colors, which were limited edition, but I love to do them like in apples and just kind of blend it back. I don't even know if I have, I think I might have one of these left, 1 or 2, but these are like awesome. It's got a slight bit of shimmer, but nothing crazy, okay? All right, so today what I'm gonna do is a little bit of a kind of ombre-ish look. So I've got my favorite, y'all know I love this lip primer. Like, I love it. It's clear, you just kind of put it on, it creates this really great base, keeps your lipstick on all day, fills in any lines, and it is the best. And then I'm gonna line my lips. Normally I would do either a medium nude, or in this case I'm gonna do rose. I try to match my lip color a little bit, not so much color with the liner that I'm gonna do the base on, because I do a different color at the end. So I'm gonna put this on. Okay, and so this is a really great, this is one of our new semi-shine gels, semi-gel shines. We have a matte versions as well, but this color is hot pink, and it's H-A-U-T-E. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Okay, it's pretty, right, for spring. Okay, and then I'm gonna blot it. I'm gonna put some more on. Like so. Then I'm gonna take this and I'm going to, this is red, okay? This is where I'm gonna kind of like ombre it. I'm gonna outline my lips with it. By outlining your lip with a darker color, it really defines them and makes them pop. And don't be afraid. Now this outline I just did is a little bit thicker because I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do like an ombre type thing. So I'm gonna get the bottom part of that eyeliner brush, the flatter one. I could use it. And I'm gonna just bring it down. In this case, bring it up. But this is like one of my favorites, and I stashed a few away. It's not available anymore, but it's the Glow With It. All right, there we go. It's done. And I won't have to do anything with my lips now all day. Nothing at all, so. Yay, so this is the spring look. I think I used every brush that we have in the collection. And so hopefully you guys get a chance, if I'm not your consultant, reach out to your consultant and ask her to see these brushes because they are really fantastic. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.